What I wish I knew before I took SARMs at the age of 16. This is a story I now feel comfortable to share as I kind of take my step away from bodybuilding. And at this point, I don't really care anymore. I don't care anymore to keep any secrets. I'm going to share what I personally went into, but my mind decided to do. I wanted to take these performance enhancing drugs. So let's get into it. I felt pressured in a way to take SARMs because I honestly thought my best friend at the time, I thought his physique was enhanced. And I thought I was a little bit behind. I thought he's keeping a really good secret that he wasn't taking these little extra performance enhancing supplements. So that kind of persuaded me to go deep dive myself into the research of SARMs. Now, this was 2018 and SARMs was booming in the market. You had Ryan Casey of getting exposed for SARMs and taking SARMs, and I knew they were the next steroids. So I wanted to, try them myself. I did my own research. I looked things up on Reddit, SARMs, Dylan Gemelli, if you guys remember those days, professional muscle forums, and just got as much knowledge as I possibly could about, what SARMs are, what SARMs did what, and what are the pros and cons of each one. So I will say it was definitely a bit dumb for me to take SARMs at such a young age of 16 years old. But at this point, I'm 22 now, and I don't live life without any regrets because honestly, each experience and thing you do teach you a direct lesson. So sure, I definitely paid the cost of, some of the negatives I had to deal with, some of the negative side effects. But hey, I'm still counting my blessings every day. I'm still currently here on this planet, breathing and sharing this story. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So like I was saying before, SARMs were booming on YouTube, and I need these guys with these extra enhanced physique. I assumed they were possibly taking SARMs, especially the kids that were a little bit younger. And I was like, you know what? I'm going all in. I know I want to become a pro one day. I want to compete in bodybuilding. This know what I have to do. So I'm going to do it. And through my research, I decided to take these two SARMs for my first cycle. It was called LGD 4033 and S4. These two SARMs in synergy would work essentially as a lean bulk mechanism. LGD was kind of a wetter compound, but S4, they called it like an anavar of SARMs. So I decided, hey, if I combine these two, maybe I'll have some lean gains. And it directly worked to how I expected it to work. I gained size, gained strength, and had lean gains. Now, I'm not trying to encourage anyone to take SARMs because honestly, I'm not your parent. I'm not your dad. I'm not anyone to tell you, yo, you should do this or you shouldn't. I'm just sharing my story. And if some people are influenced to take it, I'm sorry you are. I don't have control over you. I honestly, at this point, just want to share my experience. So SARMs work specific where they're not so much androgenic, but they're more anabolic. And honestly, at the young age that I took these, I'm glad that was the case because if I took something like, real AAS, anabolic androgenic steroids, I would have had a lot more mass utilization going on, which honestly, SARMs gave me this pretty boy dry look. And that's how I rocked this aesthetic at a young age. Essentially, when I took these SARMs, I rocked no test, no estrogen. So essentially, you consume this capsule, which is a SARM. It's a hormone, essentially, right? Your body recognizes it, and eventually what happens is your natural testosterone actually starts to tank. It starts to shut down because, hey, with this artificial hormone in our body, what's going to happen is testes, we're going to stop producing because there's artificial hormone. And then what happens is you have no test to estrogen conversion, therefore having essentially zero estradiol and zero testosterone, and just this weird SARM, this orange exogenous hormone that isn't really even a hormone. It says SARM. So I looked freaking dry. I looked really good for a young age, and it gave me the muscle, the muscle benefits, the anabolic benefits, gave me the physique, gave me the strength to some degree. I was never a strong individual. But the downside of it was you're functioning on zero hormones. So all the estrogen negative side effects of moodiness, low sex drive, erectile dysfunction, which I will admit right here, my penis didn't work. Not one bit. It was this is straight. This is good as erect. It was like this. Trying to rub one out would be coming out through a soft pipe. So luckily for me, I was a virgin, had nothing more about besides the gains, and that's exactly what I cared about. I got no girls who were about touching my little pecker, so therefore I could just keep making these gains. Now, low testosterone we know is, we're a man, we should have testosterone. And I had none of that. I just had this SAR on my body. So, yeah, a smart choice, Anthony.
Hello, darkness, my old
Now, if you
friend.
watched my video talking about I took SARMs at 16, I mentioned how I took these SARMs. In case you didn't get that, I'm going to go over that here. So at the young age of 16, I had a plan. I knew what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to buy these SARMs online. I didn't want to go to a a supplement store nearby just in case if anyone knew me or could share out before to my parents or anything that this kid's taking this. So what I did was I didn't have a credit card, but I had a best friend who's a bit older than me who had a credit card. And I was a busboy at the time. So every shift, put away a little 20 bucks. Over the course of about 12 weeks, I was able to save up 240 bucks enough to buy my SARMs. Went to my buddy, yo, bro, you mind buying these SARMs from me online with your credit card? He asked, he was a good friend. He was like, yo, dude, you sure about this? You really want to do this? Like, aren't these like steroids? I was like, bro, yeah, I'm sure. He said, okay, dog. So what he did is he purchased for me. I gave him the cash, shipped it to his house. He picked it up for me, gave it to me. Therefore, I had my SARMs without anyone finding out about my SARMs. Now, the first time you ever taste this SARM, it's just like this acid, this foreign taste of this warm, very warm liquid that no one should ever try in their life. And I was appalled. When I tried this, I thought I wasn't going to finish the cycle. And the first time I ever took SARMs was on Mother's Day. So I'm sorry, Mom. I love you. I didn't mean to take this on Mother's Day. It's just the way it kind of worked out. Remember, I took it. I went to work. But no, kind of silly of me. So here's what happened, right? I made kind of very minor gains. I was just so young, but you could tell my physique was enhanced. It was, yeah, it was enhanced, but I was still so young. It was just kind of stupid to take it at this point. So I mentioned how it tasted really awful. It really warmed the battery acid. And I didn't know what I was gonna do for 12 weeks, so what I ended up doing was I would take, like, the Arizona iced teas, the half and half, half lemonade, half iced tea, I'd bring it upstairs, and I would just put some in my mouth, drop the SARM dropper, chase it, swallow it, hide the SARM, go to bed, and my parents were just like, "Yo, he's eating a lot of these iced teas now, he's drinking a lot of iced teas, we're gonna stock up on iced teas," and I was like, "Yeah, they're really good. They're helping me take my SARMs," but they don't know that. So finish that 12-week cycle. And this weird part of my life where, if you know me, I used to play soccer at the age of 14. I quit at 14 to compete and I wanted to compete in bodybuilding. So I knew I had to bulk up for the next couple of years. And at 16, I took SARMs and I decided to go do soccer again at the age of 16 after my first cycle of SARMs. So I had this worry in my brain that, it's high school soccer. They might drug test you. So I didn't PCT. So for a good about 4-month period, I was running on like with 0 hormones in my body. No SARM, no pro hormone, no test, no estrogen, just a 16-year-old boy with 0 hormones. And what ended up happening was I ended up shriveling up. I was still really lean because I was running so much in soccer and kind of lifting when I could, but strength plummeted. And I can't even remember how I felt. I probably felt awful, dude. Probably didn't even like jerk off, look at any erotic videos on the website of the interwebs that we call porn. Probably didn't have any interest in girls either. Life was just soccer, eat, try to train, gain 0 mass, repeat. Right after soccer season, I decided, you know what? I'm going to take exactly what I took again last time because it worked. So I took the same exact cycle, the LGD, the S4, and let me tell you, the side effects of these things, specifically the S4, is supreme nighttime blindness. The S4 worked exactly how they says it works. It was make you dry, kind of give you some extra strength gains, and make you motherfucking blind, bro. You won't be able to see at nighttime. I'm talking about the trees and then the sky is one color black. You walk to the bathroom and you try to, you think you know where the toilet is? Good luck. You're now playing in a pitch black game we call the maze. Yeah, there was severe nighttime blindness, and when I would hang out with my friends and play Manhunt or any of that type of fun night activities, I just told them, "I'm nighttime blind, I can't see," and they're like, "Dude, what the heck? Where did this come from?" And I was like, "I don't know, genetic, hereditary, just kinda came out of nowhere." And yeah, I kinda lied about it, and then no one knew about it, and now they know about it. So, now for the second cycle, right? This is gonna be a first and second cycle story. The second cycle I did right after soccer practice. I had a goal in mind. I was like, you know what? I want to, in a year from now, I want to be sponsored. I want to have followers. I want to have the physique so I can gain both of those. So I'm going to do the same exact thing again. There was no PCT, no Novadex, none of that extra stuff in between. Right back to SARM cycle number 2. Took the same stuff for 12 weeks or maybe 16 weeks. I think it was 16 weeks. It was from just like end of November to March 1st. December, January, February. Okay, about 12 to 16 weeks, anywhere from there. Now that soccer was out of the picture, I was packing on size, I was packing on the strength, I was packing on the gains. My physique was just ready to grow from not having any hormones, running so much. My body was ready to put on the size, and it did just that. So yeah, in these photos, I was juiced. I was juiced up on the SARMs. And then I remember, besides looking really good, when I had to come off in PCT, this is where the unfortunate mind fuckery comes in. Because when I PCT, I stopped posting on Instagram because I wasn't content with my physique, a little bit of body dysmorphia, right? I remember someone commented, he's not posting his physique. I bet you he's PCTing right now. And that dude called a shot and he made it nothing but net. He got it right. And guess what? That's when it started because I started my cycle earlier again because people caught on. So that started the whole mind fuckery of these PEDs, staying on cycle, not actually trying to be healthy. It's just all about the gains. That's why I'm happy I kind of exited that lifestyle now. But that's my story of my first cycle experience, what I took, and everything around it. There will be more parts to these videos. I will be sharing almost every cycle I've done. So stay on the lookout for those. If you guys liked, please, if you like, please subscribe. If you guys want to buy any outfits, Young LA, you can use code ANT, any supplements, huge supplements, and any research chemicals like peptides, L-carnitine, anything of that sort. Research Chem, code ANT. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.